few years ago, I had a chance to drop in at my old grade school and look around for a few minutes. I mean, it had been years since I had been back. The tiles had faded, the lights had been replaced, and there were more computers in the classroom now, but it was the same old school. As I wandered down the hallway, memories just started to flood back. It seemed like nothing had really changed. It was like going back in time, going down the hallway. When I came to my fourth grade classroom, the light was on and the door was open, so I just popped my head around the corner. If time had moved slowly in the rest of the school, in this classroom, it had just basically come to a grinding halt. The room was the same color, the desks were in the exact same place, and sitting behind the teacher's desk was still Mr. Wills. Older, yeah, but I mean, it was still Mr. Wills. And he was still trying to make an impact on fourth graders' lives. Didn't take long for him to notice that I was standing in the doorway, and so he just kind of asked, "Hello, sir, can I help you?" I realized that it had been a lot of years since I've been back, so there was no way he was going to recognize me, so I thought I'd just reintroduce myself. I said, "Well, I'm Kurt Klaus. I'm the old pastor's kid, the kid that used to cause all the trouble." And so we struck up a conversation. I asked about how school was going and how things were happening around here, and he asked what had happened with my family after all these years. When I explained to him that I had recently graduated from college with a teaching degree and was now working with high schoolers in Orlando, Florida, he quickly changed the conversation to a discussion about the joys and challenges of teaching. Mr. Wills began remembering a young man who he had tried to work with and tried to teach, but the kid just didn't seem to get it. He was distracted by everything. I mean, a pencil fell on the floor, the kid was distracted. If a bird flew by the window, kid was distracted. Didn't matter what it was, he was distracted, and it really started to hurt his grades. Finally, one day after lunch, the boy's mother came to talk to Mr. Wills. They hadn't seen any homework or anything that had been sent home, and every time they asked him about, well, how are things going at school, the young man just froze, and then he'd switch the subject. Something was up. So where had all the letters and grades gone? I mean, they didn't go into the trash. Mr. Wills would have noticed that. I mean, they would have just been sticking out like a sore thumb. And so where had they gone? The desk.